Holy crap,
Hey,
I'm out
everybody.
of time. Holy shit.
Yeah, I know. Well, hold on. Tell the truth. Were you on when the credits rolled?
Yes, I did. I
You
was.
were on.
I was on with the credits rolling.
Joker's still taking his nap. What do you mean I'm taking my nap? You all can.
There's a first time for everything.
Nope. We're definitely on time. So,
Sweet.
hello everybody.
Hey, hey.
It's you're a little light today, Wiener.
Because the door's open and it's still light out.
No. Sound wise.
Oh, sound wise? Better?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday. It's from the barracks. I'm your host with Joker
Woohoo!
Players Wanted. With me is Wiener. It's not a party till he comes out. Wiener with Nubreed Airsoft. And down below is Justin. He'll give you some shiny bracelets if you really piss him off. Beowulf West.
Now that he's employed again?
Yes. My God.
I don't think it would have stopped him if he
No.
wasn't employed.
Yep. I heard he's got the fuzzy handcuffs.
Nah, I can't really have those on your belt.
Didn't say you had to be on your belt.
I ain't getting what's in the bedroom. Mind your business.
So we made it on time. We're definitely here. We're going through. And we're going to be doing our AAR from the North vs. South 4 that was put on by Dead End Outfitters and Nubreed Airsoft.
That is correct.
So that happened at Wayne's World of Paintball in Ocala, Florida last weekend. Now, I can only attest to stuff that happened up until Saturday because Sunday I had to run home.
Whip.
We weren't late. We were right on time.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Getting home.
I didn't get dinner. I haven't had dinner yet, so we better hurry this up.
Boy, you're wanting to start off, aren't you? All right, but let's go over and do some, before we jump into the AAR. We of course talk about what's coming up in the next couple of months that we're going to be going to. So, or at least that we have our eyes on. Sit in. So April 6th is going to be Veterans for Airsoft. They have their newest event, their charity event, which is going to be at Camp Liberty in Mississippi. Go check out veteransforairsoft.com for more information there. If you haven't been there, it's their 6th annual charity game. It's a hell of a lot of fun. I would highly recommend going to it if you have a chance to, because it's a Terminator themed game, and I think there's 4 factions, at least 3 that I know of. So, but at one time there was 4 factions. Hell of a lot of fun, good times. I would definitely check it out. Then we have a week off, and then after that we have Stonebreaker 10, which is going to be hosted at GTI by the lovely people Third Coast Airsoft. If you guys haven't been to GTI, it should be one of your go-to destinations to check out. What?
I don't laugh at this stuff.
They're already starting with you, aren't they? After that, we have obviously Syndicate 4, which tickets are selling out pretty fast for that, guys. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, I highly recommend jumping on, get your tickets. We have the XO here, Mr. Wiener.
DEA wants you.
DEA wants you. This guy is just that guy. He's not going to be at the event anymore. Something about employment or some shit like that. I don't know.
Job. It's sad.
Yeah. Gotta get paid, man. Gotta get paid.
We gotta find some other sucker to CO the.
Yeah, we'll find somebody. I know there's a couple people out there. Tam time, baby. There we go. Kilo.
That's right.
We also have some other stuff going on in June. So first weekend of June we have Geigerlands 3, the Pit of Misery. It's going to be at Warwick, hosted by Players Wanted Airsoft. You guys be keeping an eye on that. Go ahead and get your tickets for that event. That's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. And at the end of that month is going to be Bad Blood 2024 at EMR Event Park in New Milford, Pennsylvania. That's always a fun event. I always enjoy going there. That one's also a crap ton of fun if you guys haven't had a chance to go. It's a different type. Thank you, Christian, because I take it that as Christian. We have the same weekend as Stonebreaker. We have Wasteland 15.5, which is also going to be at where? but none other than Wayne's World of
World of
Paintball in
Paintball.
Ocala, Florida. This is their mini event that leads into the big event throughout the year, and I believe it's a one-day event if I remember correctly. Have Bad Blood tickets gone on sale yet? I don't think so. I know they're coming soon. They always seem to wait until the last minute to get tickets up there. But that's an Evike thing. That's not really a Bad Blood. Like the organizer of Bad Blood, that's an Evike thing. So, is there anything else I missed coming up that we talk about on the stream?
Well, we can talk about. Well, you want to talk that far out, but it is confirmed. We do have a date for Operation Backyard in October.
Okay, we could definitely talk about that after the AAR. So
No
we
problem.
have that coming
We'll do
up.
that. Yep.
And we also have, Yellow Dog Outbreak, which is going to be in Warwick.
Yes, we
People
do.
are like, why is it called Yellow Dog Outbreak? Because it's Yellow Dog Fever.
Because there's a yellow hole in the snow.
That's all because of you.
That's right.
We'll see how many you can get on there before
Yes,
the show.
One eye, you're right. I totally forgot to. Things have been kind of chaotic here over the past few days since I got home. I have it. We will be showing it tonight. I have the push. Hopefully, the system allows me to do it right, because if not, I'm going to be pissed off at Restream again. But what else is new? So, with that being said, is there any other events that are coming up that we should be?
Don't we have Jack's Fest is coming up? Did you mention that?
Oh yes, Jack Fest.
Jack's,
as in Jacksonville,
Florida.
It's
May
going to be
25th.
May 25th, and that's hosted again by Veterans for Airsoft.
Yep.
Any way you
He'll
say
be
that,
there.
it's like an innuendo for
He'll be
everybody
there.
in this crowd.
I'll be there. You'll be there.
Yep.
It's going to be it's going to be some good times. We're definitely going to be showing some stuff off. You get to do the tour of one of the battleships and all that. So, again, fun times to be had by all.
Yes.
Any other events am I missing? Because
Because
besides
your ADD is kicking in.
Oh, you have no idea. I've been all over the place today. So, let's see here. All right. Well, let's go ahead and repeat what you said about Wayne's World of Paintball. Please, thank you. The Wasteland 15.5, hosted by My Game Productions, is going to be having Wasteland 15.5 at Wayne's World of Paintball is April 20th of this year. So that's their mini game that goes into the beginning of their main game. You'll let it slide this time. There was some stuff that was supposed to go up yesterday, but by the time I got to it, I was like, if I put it up now, it's just going to be suppressed because it's in later in the day. But I have some stuff for tomorrow for sure. So no problem, Lewis. If you like the Wasteland themed games, that's definitely one to go to.
They're fun. I've been there. Mac
and his team put on a hell of a show. If we all weren't going to Stonebreaker, we'd all probably be there, except for Beowulf, who is the pores right now.
He's got to work.
Yeah, it happens.
He's got to protect his community.
All right,
got to get the bad guys off the streets.
That's right. Any other announcements before we go into talking about the AAR?
Any other announcements? Let's see. I'm not pregnant, so that's a good thing.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll just look at you. I'm not pregnant.
Oh, that's adorable. What about you, Beowulf? You got any big news or anything to talk about?
Well, I mean, aside from finally having a job and getting my first paycheck after 7 weeks without pay, that's nice. No major events that I'm aware of. I know we're going to spend a good bit of the summer doing field raids through Georgia, maybe like northern Florida. I want to try to take some like quick weekend turnaround trips.
Yeah, we used to call them trifectas because we would hit 3 fields in 3 states in 3 days. Mm-hmm. Just pretty much taking a long weekend, driving around, having a good time. So it's always fun to do that. Get a chance to see. You get to feel how some of the other players are in other regions. You get sort of like a little pulse of airsoft. Wiener shooting blanks.
I've been shooting blanks for a long time.
Just like orange juice, 100% juice, no pulp.
By the way, guys, here, let me
That's right.
share
No
that.
pulp.
Let me share
Actually,
that real
well, the
quick.
pulp's still there, just no seeds.
If you guys are feeling generous and want to help make a fat man run, um, Thomas Press on there is doing some 5Ks and all that. And he's raising money for an organization to where he can run and do stuff. So the money goes to them. And yeah, if we could go ahead and get them, I'm trying to find the GoFundMe. Oh, ow, my back hurts. I believe it's for him and his daughter to do the runs. So,
Sweet. Got this new.
trying to find the GoFundMe. Trying to find the GoFundMe. Why is it so hard to find this damn GoFundMe?
I don't know. Maybe
I know.
you could ask
I've
Mr.
already
Preston if
donated
you,
to it. Hold on.
post it in the
I
chat.
have XO for Sigmund Care 4. What's going on with email? What's going on with email? What do you mean? Oh, I know what's going on with email.
User error. Oh.
Dum dum dum.
Oh,
Boom.
that was just me trying to. Oh, where's he at? Come on, where you at, Seb? There
Well,
you are.
text message me the number. I really hate sometimes these
I am
two
the
back
XO. I am the DETA.
Oh.
XO for syndicate.
And it's not in there. Okay. All right. Well, I'll throw that link up as soon as I find it.
Oh yeah, you forgot to mention Yellow Dog Outbreak.
I haven't mentioned Yellow Dog Outbreak
Okay.
yet because that's all the way in. That's all we could do it after.
Yeah,
we
that's
talk
fine.
about the stuff that's further out because that's way out there.
Yep.
What
are you doing?
I guess this one works.
Hello, hey Blue, you made it in, huh? You figured out how to get in here.
All right, so this is one of the things that they're doing the goals for here. I'm going to share this link. There we go.
Gotta get you a chair, Blue, so you can sit up here and watch.
All right. Wait, he's doing a 5K, 10K, 10 miles all in one weekend. You have a blast, sir.
Nope, not me.
I can't run. Well, I can run, but I don't like to run. My body does not like running. I can bike for hours. I can't run. All right. So let's crack some knuckles here real quick. And let's jump into this AAR talking about North versus South 4. It was a dual hosted event from Dead End Outfitters and Nubreed Airsoft. So what I'm going to do first off is I'm going to turn this over to Wiener and let you, sir, start off the conversation talking
Wiener.
about the event.
Okay, doke.
Let me make you big.
Hey. Make me big. Oh God.
There you go. Look at that.
Hey, look at that. I got the zit off my nose. It's no longer there.
Dial it back. Dial it back.
I got my 2 scars, but yeah, 2 scars
Zoom out.
playing airsoft on there. And yes, whoops, the other patch. That's a new cool patch the career paramedic gave me. I Narcan,
nice.
your honor student. Yep.
So,
anyways, so on Friday night started out great. We had the run and gun, and our very own Steve Ash actually won the run and gun because we were down to one person, and he actually gave the prize to Xander, who was one of our younger players out there who was competing in the run and gun. So after Steve actually won the gun, he presented him with the pistol that they won, which I no longer have. But yeah, Xander had won the pistol. So the run and gun was a huge success. We didn't have a whole lot of participation in it, but also a lot of people waited and came in on Saturday morning. So registration went great. If you got to meet, Donna and Astrid up there at registration, you got a great smile. First thing when you came in, that was ordered of them. They were not allowed to have resting bitch face, so they didn't, and they had a great time. So registration went good. I wonder if Donna's listening right now. Probably not.
350 pounds
she usually
of
says
unlean
hi
muscle.
if she's on, but yeah.
But anyway, so registration went smooth, no problems at all. All the way up to we had the great safety brief that I put on. Thank you very much. Of course, I look like a big orange pumpkin up there, which I wasn't happy about. After
and who helped you with that?
And I had this clown in the crowd that just kept asking question after question after question. But in all honesty, he kind of helped me out some. So it worked out well because shit, I was forgetting my ADD kicked in strong because I'm making sure I was saying all the important stuff, and I forgot saying the important little stuff that need to be said.
It's
Like,
all important.
and we still forgot one overall. So just take this in mind now while I say it now. Make sure you guys have dead rags when you go out in the field. That would be really important, especially during daytime gameplay, because that way I don't have to watch you get lit up more while you're sitting there with your hand in the air, sitting on the ground. Dead rags are very important to have. But it was all fun. We had a good time. Uh, Started out, Christian and Marley. Well, it was Christian's. Was the main game runner, and the guy is awesome. You all who got to stay in firefights most of the day by doing the objectives and having a good time. It was awesome. So that went on all day long. Feedback on the game was great. Day one ended. I could have sworn that the side that won was not ahead the first day because I heard, but I was over on the south side, so I got to see most of what was going on the south when I was out there on the field. So, but there was plenty of back and forth going on. Everything from the players who needed to have pacifiers to the players who were just having fun shooting back and forth at each other and completing the objectives because that was important to complete the objectives so that they became victorious at the end. And the objectives were just the same. We did find out one thing though: Tyvek suits for getting the chemical bombs is not a good thing in Florida. I don't care whether it's cool out or
No,
not.
that
So
one dude
the poor Pierce,
lost
he's
weight,
Yeah,
man.
he's on
that
here. Pierce is on here. He already weighed, he already weighed 95 pounds soaking wet. By the time he was done with that first evolution, after he, ran with the Tyvek suit on, he lost another 20 pounds in that. He was stripping his clothes down at the North CP. So it was,
a couple
it
more
was,
rounds of that, his hair was
yeah,
going to start falling out too.
that is right. And he has this long mane of hair that he has that he wears. And like I said, he's on here. He's on here watching and listening to what's going on. But he did an awesome job. He actually won a shotgun at the very end, a toy shotgun, a BB airsoft shotgun at the very end. So I had to clarify that on there because we are on a live stream. So you got to be careful with that sometimes. My ankles have been sprained too many times, allow me to run like that, and no cartilage in my knees. Oh, Smurf. You actually run? I thought you were crawling at Cannonball Run. But anyways, uh, it was all great. I mean, the sportsmanship that I saw was going on. We had our typical little things that went on, and the admins jumped on it right away to try and correct it. Uh, there were just the typical stuff, but other than that, overall the feedback we've gotten is everybody had a blast. So Saturday, at the end of Saturday to Saturday evening, and luckily, like I said, stayed later on. The gameplay was awesome, and then come back on Sunday. We had the hardcore players that stuck around. But actually, what was kind of funny is we had a majority of the players stick around. So we had still a lot of players on Sunday. So I guess they enjoyed the gameplay that much on Saturday, and made it all the way to Sunday, and we played till noontime on 1 o'clock on Sunday.
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock on Sunday, and it was a hard fought battle, but I think at the very end, the North became victorious finally, only by a few thousand points compared to the other, compared to
Not
what
the
the
first
South
time
did.
North won.
I thought it was the first time in North versus South that the North actually won. I thought the
I'm
South
pretty
was
sure we won the last.
I could be wrong because this is not my normal event. This was a conglomerate event between Dead End Outfitters and Nubreed Airsoft, and Nubreed Airsoft was not
I think
around
we won. I
at the
think
time.
North won the first or the second one
Okay,
for sure. It
somebody
might be tied up right
somebody
now.
will straighten us out on there. So somebody will straighten us out here soon. But
Yeah,
anyways, it was
we
an awesome
lost
game.
three.
People
We
were
lost three
awesome.
for
The
sure.
teams were awesome. We had Rattler's Rage, and I thank you very much. Rattler's Rage was a CO for the South, and our very own Beowulf right here was a CO for the North, along with their XOs. John Obrador was the XO for the South, and we had good old Steve Ash. That's
Shake and
Ash.
bake, baby.
That's
Shake
Ash.
and bake.
Like that's not Steve Ash, but Steve Ash. He was our XO for the North, and it was a fun, good time had by all. Definitely, at least as far as I could tell, and based on the comments. Now, if you have something different, let us know in our newbreedairsoft.com on our email or newspeedairsoft@gmail.com. Or let us know if you have a good suggestion for the next event. Although we are working on some events in between. We do have an event coming up in October. We're working on some events in between before October because October is 7 months away, basically. The end of October is. But like I said, everybody had a good time. It made me proud to see the way the admins were working and the players were working. And I thank you all for such a great time. We have one, yeah, somebody just brought it up. Little Louis says he's CO for the next game. Little Louis's got some growing to do. He could be a co-CO. We may make him do that. Actually, little Louis, who's one of the younger players out there, who did awesome. Oh, crap, what is this?
He did a good job helping out
He
as
did an
head
awesome
coach
job.
too.
Yep, and we had him at one of our little meetings, our little powwow we had before Evo 2 started, and he was actually in there as the honorary XO, and he was actually asking questions.
Hmm. He
I
sure
was
was.
really impressed with that. That was awesome. And those two, the younger two people that were there. Why is my choose what happens? Sorry, there's weird messages popping up on the computer. But he was just phenomenal. Him and Xander are the future of Airsoft, and they proved it well that if we have more players like them, Airsoft is going in the right direction.
Oh,
And
yeah, both
Yes.
of those boys are out there getting into it.
yeah, they were definitely getting into it and medicing everybody and running around. I got to witness that quite a few times. And like I said, Nubreed was very proud to have those players on the field, those type of players, and a lot of our older players too. I mean, they were having a blast. So everybody had a good time. Like I said, you had a couple minor little things that you have at every airsoft event, but other than that, it was a great event, and I plan to have more great events. It made me um, not have to rethink anything, that I'm going in the right direction with New Breed and DEO with our store and the cafe. The food was awesome. If you
Yes,
will,
it was.
the wieners of tomorrow, if you will. That's awesome. Jeez. Yep. Yeah,
So
yeah. So that's where we go with that, and that was my after action review. The CEOs and XOs did an awesome job with their perspective sides, and um, things will smooth out a little bit more as we move forward.
all right. Beowulf.
Yes.
What was like some of your early on planning for this? What was like your main thing that you were going to be focusing on when it comes down to this event in particular?
Early on was, honestly, this was the first time I played at that AO. It was one that I wanted to go to in my bucket list for paintballing a long time ago. Was not, was very surprised, should I say, of the AO. It was a lot cooler than I thought. Just looking at pictures from old paintball magazines back in the day, leaned very heavily on people with local knowledge of the field. Maxo Steve Ash, my partner or his partner Scott. Obviously, you've been out there several times, so just listening to the people with the knowledge of the field, and then using that with what little bit I had on the map. Looking at the map, much like most of the smaller AOs, and I use the term loosely. I mean, it's a good sized field. You can you blow up that picture just a little bit for everybody?
Let me see if I can get it in closer here.
So yeah, there you go. So most of your quote unquote smaller AOs like this, Big Indian, Black Tiger, and stuff like that, usually have a centerpiece that most folks are going to fight for, and this one was Sinkertown. I mean, it's sat right in the middle. That's one of the big things. And when we're playing for a game where there's control boxes or control points, we want to try to own as much of the field as possible. And it's just establishing a line. Now, one thing that really, I don't want to say threw me off, but it was kind of different. Most of the mill sims and stuff like that on the smaller fields, you're going to be kind of diagonal from each other with your AAs, but having both of us on the same side with a straightaway was pretty challenging in that. We had immediate contact on the AA. So we were in a constant fight there. But thankfully, because of the kind of the way the choke points were, we were able to defend it with minimal forces and kind of push people back while still rotating people out. I don't like to keep a lot of people anchored down at the AA or talk or whatever it is at the particular game. But I still want that good communication line where if something does go south, I can rotate people back and forth. The pocket was a constant battle. Checkpoint Charlie was a constant battle. And Sinkertown was a constant battle. I know Joker took some folks, and he made a good push for the industrial area. I think that's what it's called, down there in the bottom, just to throw them off and try to get some extra points. Um, I guess that works.
Well, I'm just putting it up here for now, so that way we can.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll just leave it there because obviously, when I go in to talk about my portion, I'm going to be referencing the map quite a bit,
Right.
to give people an understanding of what we did well.
Yeah, but again, back to everything. It was a constant fight. I do commend
Oh,
Rage.
shit.
What?
No, my screen. I just take it over my monitors.
No, Lord.
There we go.
Anyway, I do commend Rage and his guys for a good fight they put up. There's a lot of aggression. There's a lot of good pushes on objectives. The guys from the Shadow Legion, obviously my Legionnaires, and then we had Wolfpack from I think they're from Miami, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I think they're from South, but yes.
Yeah. They put up a hell of a fight, and they were running to objectives left and right, doing what they were told, and just staying in there. And then we had our buddies with the roadies, the Rhodesian guys that were down there. They were just a
Running
damn.
around. Well, the Rhodesians are the ones running around in the shorts.
Yes.
The shorts making the ape
Whoop,
noises
whoop,
and stuff.
whoop, whoop.
Listen, I could hear that from the AA, and it cracked me up. There was a point I was like, I asked one of them, I was like, "Hey, do you guys have comms?" Like, no. I'm like, okay. Like, you just go over there in that general direction and just do what you do. Okay. And then you hear whistles off in the distance and monkey noises, and then they run in and charge. Absolutely hilarious.
Yep.
I love how Justin's like, I'm not reading that shit.
Nope.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Fudge.
did you lose power? What are you doing?
Yeah, my monitor just went blank. All three of them. Restart required. No,
Sleep
I'm not
mode.
restarting my computer.
But again, fantastic job on everybody's side. It came down to, honestly, I think there's a good. Everybody was getting tired by Sunday, and that's where some of the little, airsoft incidences happen. It is what it is. Nothing was too bad or anything like that. The admins took care of stuff on both sides. But Saturday was it was a good dust up fight. I mean, and then Sunday everybody was just doing their dangest to stay in it.
All right. Well, now I'll chime in.
Go right ahead.
Oh, wait,
All
here,
right.
wait. Let me get my back patter on.
Oh,
Put your shoulder brace on.
all right. So when it comes down to Wayne's World, like Justin said before, having the knowledge of the the area is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you know the field, you know the location. The food was great. Those beef tips were absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah,
right.
so was the chicken. So was the teriyaki chicken.
I didn't get to have the chicken.
Chinese teriyaki chicken. Or Japanese, excuse me. Japanese teriyaki chicken.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go through and talk about. So when I showed up, I turned into sort of like their forward, like the command's forward leader, because I have no issues with getting into the fight with Beowulf and Guntruck sitting back at the CP directing traffic. I was up front making sure people go, and it was.
Oh no,
funny.
Guntruck was running midfield.
Evo 2, yes. Evo 1, he was back there with you. You guys were getting stuff.
Then he got bored.
Yeah. So one of the things I first came up and said was that since we're going to be up here in this area, one of the first things that we should do is try to go for Sinkertown and hold this southern ridge in the trees. Reason being is we knew that there was going to be some objectives inside the middle of the town here. We didn't know where the box was going to be at particularly, but we know inside Sinkertown there's going to be an issue. So if anybody that plays there regularly knows that if you're in Sinkertown, you have to shoot up about 10 to 15 feet because Sinkertown's in like a defilade. It's a major one.
It doesn't seem like much, but if you're at the top shooting in, it is a whole lot easier.
It is. So I told them. So I was like, I'll get people embedded in this tree line right here because they only have. If you haven't been there, Checkpoint Charlie, I knew was going to be a fight. The pyramid is so close to their CP. Going to the pyramid Montecilum is going to be hard. Um, Secret Town sings, yes, it
It
does.
is.
Um, and I figured that if we can get to the city here and all that, we can effectively cut off the majority of the line. So when I came up, I said, "Look, if when I was before the game started, I said if we could hold them right here at the pocket and keep them there, they're going to keep funneling up. They're going to try to get along this line, but if we have already people in this wood line, it's going to knock everybody cold, and they're not going to be able to push through. I mean, shooting through trees is difficult as it is. Um, so at the very start of the game, I was over here in pocket, made the first push, got trapped right here. Now, one thing came up that was, which is why it's always important. Like people were asking, why is it important to go to muster? Well, it's important to go to muster because a lot of times there's very valuable information that happens at those things. Like for instance, an entire team, the Wolfpack switched from south side to north side to balance out some numbers. They were
Joe,
wearing mostly black. Some had some tan plate carriers,
Secret Town sinks.
but that was the only people that were in black camo that was at muster. So it was like, oh, this is easy. Hey guys, move on over. You guys see them. You know who they are. That's who they are. But wolf, 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 bark, bark. Um, so what the turnaround happened was we got to the pocket, we pushed in, we cleared. We at this point we had all of Secret Town. We had pretty much from the north, from the Fort Thomas and the top part of this. Wait, here I'm doing the wrong one here. We had from here all the way across to the pocket controlled by us. So we cut off half the map immediately. We got reinforced because some people came down from the north base, and we started our push. Yordi and I had sort of like led this push in the pocket. We got up here, and then I ran it. I was like, we ran into a group of 5. I was like, all right, cool. I shot 3 of them. I shot 4 of them, and I go to push up. I was like, oh, I see black. We're good. Nope, I got shot right in my belly button. I was like,
Good shot.
oops.
That's like a
So what do
target
you
for
do?
me.
What do you do? You say good shot, and then if you have a discrepancy, you don't say, man, that's effed up. It's like admin question and have a discussion. Now the guy in black's like, I didn't know, man. I was like, hey, no, nobody's. It's all good, bro. There's confusion. That's it. And the admin handled it. Those guys got put on with blue duct tape, which is important. So I walk all the way back. I didn't realize that we had dropped a respawn point, a mobile respawn point, right here. It wasn't the Wolfpack that got me. It was the other team. For the record, proportions on that map are inaccurate. They sort of are.
That's what she said.
But we had dropped a respawn point right here. I saw it and I walked by not knowing what it was, but I went all the way up to the comp center and be like, hey, boss, I'm here. Here's what we got. And that's what I was told. Hey, there's a respawn point down there. I was like, is that what that tent was? Cool. Good to know. So we came back and we started our push again for the West Road. So we made the push back through. We reinforced this area real heavily because most of the players that were there did not know. And they're like, well, we got the buildings. I was like, yes, hold the line. They're going to be pushing in through the roads and the main trails up there. Just hold that line. We'll be good to go.
Mobile respawn. That's what that was.
Yes. Ooh, thank you, honey.
You're welcome, Snookums.
Oh, that's sweet. That's adorable. You wanted from the field force on Airsoft, nothing to do with it. Respawn point. I thought I said respawn point. I guess I
Yeah.
said response point. Whatever. So I mean, Greg does have an invite sitting inside of his inbox, but whatever. So we got back over here, and then we decided to make the assault on the city. So now here I'm thinking there's got to be stuff inside the city. It's going to be hard pressed. I believe we were outnumbered a little bit, and I was like, all right, this is going to be hard. One of the biggest things that I could see from Southside was when I got into the city, there was 3 guys in the city guarding it, just 3. we went in like 10 deep. There was Pecker was on one side. I went into the other. We pushed in. Once we got control of the tower, we now have access to look at the X7 field. We can hold them off right here. So the firefights that were going on here were actually pretty good. South realized that we had the city, so they started reinforcing to where the helipad tower was, and we were just pushing out of the city. And then once we pushed out of the city, our job was to just push south. So one of the things I was not sure about. What are you talking about? Yes, you do.
I think that's his other account.
Describe what? Oh, the response point.
It's bigger than a bread basket.
Actually, sir, it looks like what the hell? Why do you not?
Because there's a Greg and then there's a Gregory.
No, he's right. It's not in there. So let me go ahead and add it because I thought it was there. My bad, sir.
Is that a right one or is that a fake one? Oh no, that's his. That's his.
That's a correct one. It never sent.
account.
He doesn't have it because it wasn't sent. It was there. It was sitting there. It just didn't go through.
Gotcha.
Yeah, man, I was sweating that day. What are you expecting me? Anyways, so
You sweat every day.
we had some really great firefights in here, and then finally I said, okay, I'm bored sitting in the tower. I pushed down into this area right here, and one of the things I wasn't sure of because when you're out there and you're on the field, it's like, hey, can I do this? When in doubt, don't do it. Right? That's at least my thing.
You look like a porta potty. What are you talking about?
Huh?
The mobile respawn point.
Can I blind it? It was camp shower. So I moved up and I was right here, right by I didn't want to get too close to their CP. But I was right here and we had some hell of good firefights in this area. So when I finally got taken out, one of the things I recommended in the future was because of the way the smoke wasn't billowing and going around and taking out large areas. I said maybe next time if you're doing a chemical strike, do a 100-foot radius of the smoke. That would make people move because when I would moved up, one was about 50 feet away from me, and the smoke was just going straight up because it was inside the trees. I was like, that's not going to affect me. I'm good. And so I really didn't have a need or desire to move, right? So I especially wasn't going to move my spot because they didn't see where I was, and I was murking them from the side.
We're up to 17 eyes. Okay, just checking.
You're so funny. I was by myself at this point, sir. But at the same time, Beowulf.
Yep.
What did my comm chatter sound like? Was I being very responsive and giving up-to-minute updates, or was I quiet and silent, being lone wolf?
I mean, you were good until you started whispering when you were trying to be sneaky.
Oh, I had to whisper.
Then it sounded like I was going to have to pay $9.95 a minute for the conversation.
Oh.
And your phone name was Judy. Hi, this is Judy. Give you a good time. Another beer in the fridge. Don't mind me while I'm in my little adventure. Keep talking.
So, sorry, I was taking a little snack here. So I finally got eliminated here. Walked all the way back. Went up to Seeker Town. Respawned. Got back into the fight. And then we had, let's see if I can, it's going to allow me to share screen tonight. I'm that will allow me to share screen. I'm literally doing it right now.
Good job.
Oops, wrong screen. Geo, push over here. There you
go. One of the things that, he's right, trying to kill me. I would say is that, guys, look around your surroundings, right? Not you at your house.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
I was talking about where you're at on the field. If you're in the middle of the woods and you're being shot at and you're hit, you might yell hit, but people on the other side can't see if you have your dead rag on. It's the middle of the woods. make sure you're waving it around, especially get shot at. I don't think an appropriate response is call your effing hit.
Yeah, hold it up, wave it. Don't hold it at your waist.
You call your
hold on. I
own
don't think
hit.
I'm sharing.
I look good.
Oh, it was great. Hold on. Share screen.
Tomorrow's the 27th, right? Yep. Yes, it is.
Yep. It's the day before the 28th.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little high five when we walk around.
There was a lot of that. I saw that. Echo.
Are you echoing?
Yep, big time.
Yep. I hear it. No,
Yep,
so
you're
am I.
It's me.
We know.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm sharing the system audio. Lovely.
Dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Echo.
Here, I'll just do it like this. Wide. I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna go through and try to pull up a couple of the videos. Crap.
Hey, Blue. Hey, Bubby. What are you doing?
I'm trying to make sure I have the right video up at the right time. So, because there's some stuff that is going to be shared publicly, and there's some stuff that's not going to be shared publicly. Here we go. This is the one I wanted to pull up. All right. So here's a good example of somebody that was not at muster.
Huh? I'm not. I shot him.
You say civilian, that would be south.
Okay, but why are you guys?
No.
I'm in military gear.
You have to put a chain.
No, black.
He
Did.
got dropped. He swapped teams.
Well, there needs to be like.
It was announced at the start of it. So. Get it up.
You gotta go. Wait, so how do I know, Well,
He's north.
yeah, I'm north.
South sides are the ones that have the blue.
Yeah.
How does he tell that he's different or he's?
He's supposed to have blue duct tape on him.
No, because I originally started.
They announced it. These
Yours-
guys are transferring from the south to the north. I was a part of that announcement.
Hold
I
on.
got permission from.
Let me make it real simple. Real simple. Wolfpack moved over to north.
Correct.
Okay. Then a whole
Their
bunch.
uniforms
Let me
were all the
finish.
same.
Let me finish. A bunch of guys came in over there to solve the problem. Instead of having all the blacks switch to north, they put blue duct tape on everybody on the south side.
Hello? Yo! What are you shooting at?
Hello? That came from down there. So he's supposed to have, anybody that's on black is supposed to have blue duct tape on them.
So you're a civilian.
Well, anybody. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Anybody.
He's south.
No one has blue duct tape.
A lot of them do. So it just has to be redone at the next thing.
Marlin.
Okay.
Sin has the blue duct tape.
Civilian. Blue duct tape. Correct.
I was trying to outflank him. And I lost sight of him.
Confirm with Sin. He's the one that taped them.
We have two individuals here.
He transferred
We
over.
have two individuals here that are wearing black, but we don't know. Just because he's civilian,
Yo, what's the other guy's name? Papa and who? Orlando?
I'm getting blasted.
Papa Orlando's the CO of South.
No, Papa is not the CO of
Papa's the
South.
short guy.
Yeah.
Orlando is the CO.
Orlando's the CO.
Yeah, but
Orlando's
they're all
the CO
originally-
is Justin, which
The
we
black
spoke
team
to
that's
the
on
two of them.
military side is in all black. The black team that has blue tape all over them is on civilian.
Hit.
Right.
These are
He
civilians.
doesn't have blue tape.
Your CO has blue tape. He should have taped you up on site.
I don't have civilian. In the past 4 groups I ran with, none of them have.
And that means they came onto the field after the fact.
The only people I've seen with blue tape is 2 people. That's it.
Yeah, they all.
You go with him back to there since he knows.
And he was.
Yep. That's what happened.
So, it's
Ooh.
not bad. Oh, they all disappeared.
Yep.
It just shows why it's important to always be there. And part of the question comes up too. that you have to ask. And I'm not saying that the CO for South did anything wrong, but did this guy go to the base to check in and make sure everything was okay? Because they did not come on at the start of the game. Now, one of the other cool things was, and this was a good one. It's not bad. There was a hell of a firefight that happened inside of Secret Town.
No, that was all day, but
This was a good one.
Hit. I'm hit.
Hey, look, it's a camp bathroom.
Sorry. One eye. I need your suppressive fire. So if you guys are behind that tree, I highly recommend you all leave.
Here we go.
All right. There's at least one or two more right behind this big tree right here. There's at least one, maybe two dead, and the third one maybe on the ground dead.
Suggest with the dead rags.
Start waving them. That's a good idea. Hit.
Did I get you through, man?
Yeah, you got me. Good shit, man. I'm gonna come over and dab you real quick.
Yes, sir.
You guys. It's the four of you that are over here, right?
Yeah.
You guys did it right in front of our spawn.
Oh, wait, right here where your man is. We're dead. We're dead all down here.
Well, I just wanted to come give you guys a dab. Good shit, guys.
Yeah, you too, man. Hey, dead man getting up.
Military medic.
Now we missed one. There was one guy that was still hiding back there. But this gets funny.
Here, put it on this arm. One more behind the tree. On you. Go right. I'm gonna go left. Bang, bang.
You got me.
Got him. Brother, I didn't want to shoot you that close to the face. Good shit, dude. Good shit. Good shit.
That was it really made for an experience. Yeah,
And
that
those type of
firefight.
firefights, those type of firefights, I can say that was what was going on most of the day.
That
Mm.
set the
All day
tone.
long. The other stuff was minor stuff. This was the awesome shit that was going on. The high fiving, the camaraderie. That was just great. I liked it. The sportsmanship, the integrity, the honesty. There's majority more of that than some of the other stuff that went on. And I, couldn't have been happier. Keep it up, guys. Keep it up.
That was when it came down to like the gameplay and having a good time. That was Evo 1. Evo 1 had a complete 180 in tone from what we experienced last weekend, right?
Yes.
We had a different experience last weekend with players not calling hits, players being, hostile, having our shit kicked in essentially. It was me medicing you. Nice, Pierce. It was a hell of a lot of fun. And wait, Greg messaged. What the hell? Okay, he needs 10 minutes. So he should be coming in any minute now. There was a lot of stuff like that was really great throughout the weekend. Let's see here.
Okay.
All right, I'm just going through because there's one I want to show that goes through that I don't know who this player is, and you can't see him too well, which is kind of good for the video that I'm about to show because I don't want. It's not meant to put anybody on blast. It's meant to be for anybody that plays games where there's a lot of foliage, a lot of wood, and everything else. It sort of goes down the line of understand what we're seeing from our side and what we're doing and interacting. You might be in a line of fire, but at the same time, in the rules, you could walk out of the line of fire to become safe. So, yeah.
Ouch.
But
Hit! 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 Coming through.
Go for it.
He's right in the middle of the road.
Sorry.
Well, it took you 20 fucking hits to call hit to begin with, so I'm really not that sympathetic. One went to the right,
Where?
in the woods. There's one to the left. I'm not shooting at you! I am not shooting at you! Now it's at the start of it, so.
I know.
I was shooting to the left, to the right of that guy, his left, and he had the assumption that I was shooting at him. We got a lot of that sort of stuff going on. There was a guy moving up to medic him, so of course I'm going to shoot at him. If your buddies are using you for cover, we've mentioned it quite a bit before on the show. In regards to, none of us are really going to have much sympathy if your buddy is using you as a meat shield and you're getting lit up. Don't let them use you as a meat shield. One question I had, because I did not see it offhand. Are players allowed to use dead players as walking cover? This is a question for you, Wiener. Like
Dead players says, what do you mean?
dead players are walking, they're
Walking
dead,
out?
they're bleeding out, and then
Right.
there's a live player on the enemy side walking behind them.
No, they're not supposed to use them as cover.
Yeah.
That's why. And then the dead player gets lit up and cries, and Yeah.
Well, no, the player lights up a whole bunch of other people, and it's like, bro, you're literally walking inside of a bunch of our dead guys.
Was it our dead guy? I mean, was it the opposing side's dead guys he's using as cover, or was
Yep.
it his
Mm,
own guys?
Opposing guy,
Wow.
opposing
No, that's a
side.
no-no. Where were the admins for that one? No was around.
They were called. They handled it.
Yeah, they handled it. Got it.
But we
Yeah, that's a
bring it up
no-no.
and we talk about stuff like this on the show, right?
Yeah. Well, I know that's great. So they understand that you can't be doing that, or you must have your dead regs with you, or you must, yeah.
Or
Must-
understand
and
that
you cannot be calling other people's hits. You call your own hits. Yes, all that stuff
yes.
too.
There was a lot of that happened. And
Yes, there was not a lot. I don't want to say a lot because
Well,
there was
I
small
will say it-
pockets of it. I won't say it's a lot because there was more good play going on than there was the pacifier play going on.
I will say
When I say
second
pacifier, these guys are
Evo,
whining.
the second Evo, there was a lot more calling people's hits, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
bro, we're already dead, or you're not hitting us, you're not going through. Like a grenade thrown and exploded 20, 25 feet behind us. We didn't get hit with anything. And before the grenade explodes, before anybody really has a time to say anything, you hear the call your hit.
Well, we had an issue with the depth perception also of the chemical attacks too.
Yeah,
You had to be in the orange smoke to get it, but there were guys on the other side who were not in the orange smoke, or this side who were not in the orange smoke. You had to be in the orange smoke, or the orange smoke is sitting beside them, but the smoke is going away from them, so you weren't getting hit with the chemicals. That we had some of these minor issues with that. People didn't understand that, but that was a common sense thing as far as it goes. But I understand the guys who thought people behind it were in the smoke when they actually weren't.
Because they're looking through it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just looking through it, so it gave you that perception too.
and there was
Same thing with some of the guys with their BBs who thought they were hitting everybody and their mother's uncle when their BBs were dropping 6 feet in front of the person they thought they were shooting. You
Or
can't tell
not,
that.
not making it through the foliage too. Was
Yeah.
a lot of it.
Well, not making the foliage. Understand that too. But it goes
yes,
through
we
a leaf.
know in real life a 5.56 round is going to punch through
yeah.
a pond frond.
Well, the other thing too is if it goes through a leaf and hits you on the other side, you're dead. The
Yes.
leaf cannot be used as that was a ricochet
Those
off the
are,
leaf.
I
Yeah,
heard
no,
that
you can't do
before
that.
me.
Branches too. The small branches too. If it goes through the branch and then punches you, you're dead. There is no ricochet off a branch. Now a tree stump, a tree, that's a different thing. A tree trunk, that's a different thing. But yeah.
All right,
Louis,
let's talk about this for a
Louis.
second.
I saw that. I was just reading that.
This is a good one because that's a little bit different, right? Little Louis is hiding behind you.
Look what he
as your-
did though. Look what he did. Look what little Louis did.
Huh?
Yeah, he suicided himself and apologized. See?
Yeah, but in that particular case, I wouldn't call that as a bad as a bad play. That was a legit play. You're behind a person, they can't see you. Now, if if Big Louis got hit a lot because they were shooting at Little Louis, he should be complaining, right? Because Little Louis is using him for cover. I've seen, I saw some guys run up with a dead guy. Oh, look, here he is. Right?
But see,
The man, the myth, the
all right,
legend
I wanted to come in
of
on
the
that real
shortest
quick.
stature but biggest heart.
Oh,
dead-
balls. Hang on.
Oh.
Fuck, I forgot. Put my ear in. Here we go.
Just real quick, let me comment
All
that on real quick. A little what Louis did.
Here we go.
What little Louis did shows more integrity than a lot of the players out there. The younger players. So they need to take lessons from him. Little Louis was an awesome player, full of integrity and respect, and he understood the game. And for him to do what he did was just high ops for him because he did. I mean, he was that way through the whole game. It was fun. I was able to do a lot of his gameplay, and the fact he did that, that's high honors and high. His dad was awesome too. Don't get me wrong. His dad was awesome. He really did that.
All right, so here he is, guys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the man, the myth, the legend of the shortest height
Well, come in.
but biggest heart, Greg Paparisi from Dead End Outfitters. There was, if you're just tuning in, Greg, if you're just coming in,
I'm not. I've been listening the whole time.
okay,
I want to roll back about 6 minutes.
okay, you roll back in 6 minutes as soon as we're done talking about this one.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I saw guys using their barrels on the shoulders of dead players. Now, it's not uncommon. I've seen that happen in
Were
multiple
the dead
Milsim
players
events.
standing or were they down on the ground?
They were down on the ground.
Okay.
They're sitting there and they're using it on their shoulder. That's fine. But as soon as that dead player starts complaining that they're getting hit,
Right. That's
Don't
on
let
him.
your buddy use your shoulder as a stop.
A
That's
cover
all I
and
gotta
his
say.
meat shield. Yes.
All right.
Gracie.
So, did
Gracie.
you have anything on this topic, Greg, or do you want to roll back now?
Well, sure. I mean, they were all instructed that if you were in the middle of a firefight, didn't want to be in the middle of a firefight, you are authorized to get up and move 5 feet left or right.
Right.
If they're there, they're helping their buddy out by being a meat shield, then they're welcome to stay there, take all the welts they want.
But they better not complain about it.
They had, if they didn't want that to be the case, they were welcome to move 5 feet left or right if they don't want to be in the middle of a firefight. Absolutely.
I saw that a few times and laughed at them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and
I mean-
they took it, but I didn't have any problems with those.
All right. So, Beowulf, anything on there?
Jason.
Well, like I said, the main thing with that one incident I had, it was less of a human shield and more of just using them as concealment walking to the AA.
Right.
Because it was like 4 of the northern guys, walking kind of abreast, walking down the road, red flags out. I don't even think they knew he was behind them. So when you look up, instead of seeing, it was 3 of them. Instead of seeing 3 heads, you see 4. And then somebody starts shooting between their heads at me and other folks. But again, it was dealt with, no big deal. But as far as the other stuff, I think that was a little more just deception there on that
all right,
side
so
of it.
what do you want to roll back to, Papa?
Well, first, let me start. Everybody was fantastic.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for Wiener and Nubreed. I think that my staff already knows. I got to say it though. I want to say it publicly. What a phenomenal job everybody did. Super, super proud of all my guys. And I know we didn't talk about it yet, but I'm going to at some point, not right this very second. But oh my God, Toucan is the most amazing game designer, and he comes up with the most creative stuff. And we will definitely talk about that.
He did a great job.
Yes, I touched on that briefly.
He's just amazing. He's a Superman, and I can't get enough.
Wiener touched Toucan.
Touched on it.
As long as Toucan
is that why Toucan's sitting in HR right now?
So Toucan is my HR. You forget that.
Game runner.
Yeah, the players were fantastic. I talked to Peter from Wolfpack. I told him, I said, look, you got 12. I said, that's what I need. Do you mind? And before I even got the words out of my mouth, he's like, we'll switch for you.
No,
so
and those guys did a hell of a job for me. They were great.
All of the players, all of the teams that came down together, all of the players that were together, the new players that you were talking about, Louie and Little Louie, Xander, just all of them, everybody. We had literally the youngest, the oldest, and everybody did a phenomenal job. Honestly.
Ben Tate was older.
To be honest with you, the complaints that I heard, all I could hear was airsoft. Those were the only complaints. Those are the things that just don't ever go away. It's part of the game. That's what you get.
Yeah.
There was nothing excessive, nothing that was brought to my attention, nothing of that sort. Absolutely, it was a fantastic day that had some airsoft in it. That's what it was.
Yeah, I don't think anybody got in anybody's face or anything like that, or any of that dramatic stuff.
Didn't hear. Yeah.
Rolling back now, 9 minutes. I did my 3-minute rant there. So
that's not a rant. That was more of a praise.
So
yeah,
there's in a full umbrella piece here. We talk about it. We try to preach it, and we have to cover the whole thing. When we talk about don't call each other's hits, things like that, part of what I say as well, and I think everybody here has heard me say it at least once, if not several times, is if somebody starts yelling at you, let them yell. Don't talk back. Don't scream back. Don't yell back. Don't do anything. Just keep playing your game. That's how arguments ensue. It takes 2 people to argue. Somebody wants to yell and you're not doing anything wrong, keep doing it. If they say I'm hitting you and you aren't being hit, don't say no, you're not. Just keep playing your game. Any of that, just keep playing your game. Otherwise, you help to instigate the argument. So if you're shooting at a guy, let's say, and he says, stop shooting at me, I'm hit, just keep shooting. You're not shooting at him. He's already instructed you don't shoot at him. Just keep shooting. If you have a problem with somebody on the field, I know that several times the admins got alerted. That was fantastic. I have to stand by that. Make sure you let the admins do their job. Your job is to be embedded, immersed, pretending hard like nothing else exists. This guy's dead. You can't hear him. Don't respond to him. Let the admins be the ones that help control the fake universe you're in.
That was the rest of the video. I did call John over and said,
Mhm.
John, tell the guy I'm not shooting at him. I'm shooting at somebody else.
Right.
That was the rest of that video. I should have kept playing.
So yeah, I mean, if somebody's walking, if you go over and you stand next to a ref and you're still alive and you're just chit chatting away, and all of a sudden you decide to step back for a second and shoot somebody, go back to talk to the ref, listen, you're emulating your dead if you're just sitting there talking to a ref. I'm not a fan of that. I don't like pretending that you're dead. You know, if somebody walks up and you go, "Hey, are you green or tan? Are you dead or alive?" And someone just goes, "I'm not a fan of that," so shoot them. Period. If you're don't pretend, because we can't properly pretend here. We don't have squibs and we don't have fake blood. We have to play on integrity. So the whole pretending thing, I know that it happened actually at some point where a guy got up, he was talking to a ref. This was told to me, and he took a hit. He went like this. He stepped back, and then went back talking to ref, and then got in the game. Wait a minute, that doesn't count. So it is about integrity, very important, and 99% of the time out of 100, that actually occurred. This is just a reminder that in your next time, use this as a lesson learned for anybody watching. That's not what you should do.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about in that case where I was talking with John?
No.
Oh, okay.
But if
because I was like, I did back up.
Feel free to accept it.
Because I backed up, and I backed up because I was getting shot at. Went up and talked to John. I got shot at. I backed up again because I was still active and in play, and I wasn't waving anybody off. And the guy that was shooting at us was dead, so I didn't care. That's why I was like talking to John. But each time people came up, I backed up, and I didn't even want to even have the conversation. But John just didn't have the information of what was already told. So it's like, hold on, let me finish so I can tell you what was told to us and what we've already seen. We've already seen people with blue duct tape on. And then Sid came up and was like, perfect, deal with this, bye, and walk away. Because that's what people should do. Now, the overall, I mean, there's a lot of players that that were doing a lot of screaming and yelling. There was a couple times where retaliation happened, but you know that your Papa's absolutely right. That was Airsoft. It wasn't a reflection of the game. It was just a reflection of, like, sometimes you just can't change players' behavior, especially when temperature goes up. First Evo was freaking awesome. Everybody was going on, having a good time. It was still cool out. As soon as lunch happened, after lunch, that temperature raised up a little bit. And with temperature rises, so do tempers sometimes. And, you know, that's why I started off by saying, hey, be aware of your surroundings when you're dead. You know, I didn't really yell at people when they're shooting, like yell, I'm hit, I'm hit, I'm hit. Or you get mad at people when they came up from behind me and lit me up. I mean, I got a nice tattoo on the side of my back, underneath my shoulder blade that dimpled up real nice. But the guy could not see my dead rag. I was like, oh God. I was like, I'm hit. You know, and there's a lot of stuff like that. So, pretty much, I can understand some of the frustration that players might have had because they're being trapped within the zone, within a certain realm. Sort of like what happened to us at Thunderdome, where we were stuck into one side. You either adapt and overcome and try to find new pathways out to get past that frustration. You know, like you push hard, you fight through, and you break through, or you know, you go a different way or whatever. And what I guess a lot of people didn't realize, Wiener.
What?
Squirrel, pay attention.
Sorry, I was reading a news article.
Yeah, we know.
Sounds like you're typing on a typewriter.
Nope, not typing.
No, that was me.
Somebody else.
It was him.
Sorry.
But
Dead Braxton's tactical keyboard here.
There was I heard a person complaining, like one of the South members came up to where I was eating during lunch, and they said, we can't get out. I was like, hey, you could go through the woods. And they go, and it almost dawned on their face, like looking at me, it's like, there's a lot of rabbit trails and stuff that lead all over the place. There's multiple ways to flank there. you don't need to stay on the trail, the main trail. You don't need to stay on those roads. You can go wherever. Just don't go through barbed wire and don't go through where there's marked off sinkholes. Think about it. And they're like, oh, and then they walked away.
This event had a great combination of quite literally veteran players, like long-time veteran players, and literally brand new players.
Yes.
And I think some of the stuff that I definitely saw here was, I even said it during muster. You know, first of all, cater to the dumbest guy in the room. So when you're speaking and you're giving the instructions and all that, I heard you say before about, you know, some guys that came on and weren't at muster. Got to speak to the dumbest guy in the room and always presume that somebody dumber is behind him. And so you dumb it down as much as possible. We did that as best we could because we knew we had some folks that wouldn't fully grasp. You know, veteran airsoft players, you've been to 5-6 milsims. You still need the safety brief, but you already know 90%
What's going to be said?
Yeah, you know what's going to happen. You know a BB hits you, or you think a BB hits you. You pull out a dead rag, you stand in place.
And I want to stop you for 1 second on that, because there was a couple of guys that goes, I think I was hit. And I go, what do you say? And they go, hit? I was like, hit if you don't know.
Yeah.
When in doubt, call it out. And there was other guys that shot that there's other guys that shot it was friendly fire. And friendly fire happened, and they're getting angry. I was like, hey, look, here's my philosophy. And I was telling you, because these are two enemy teammates are yelling, like, it was two South players yelling at each other, like, hey, come on, guys. Like, look, why are you shooting from this way? I came from this way. That's why I'm dead here. You came from the same direction. He couldn't tell. It's the woods. When in doubt, apologize later. He apologized, and he laughed a little bit. I was like, understand, you know, that stuff. So continue as you were saying, sir.
So, and you know, when we talk, you guys were talking earlier about ricochets and things like that. I had actually said in the muster that if you're hiding in a bush, you're in one of these palm fronds or something like that, and BBs are coming through and they're hitting the branches and the twigs and the trees and all that kind of stuff. If you think it's a ricochet, it doesn't initially count. You yell it out, ricochet, ricochet. You're giving the respect to the player. But after 30, 40 ricochets, you are absolutely dead. You are mowed down. We pretend these are 5.56 pounds. You're done. And from what I understand, granted, on one hand, they weren't. They were taking the ricochets. I don't know that they were calling out ricochet. But we also have
calling out. A lot of players were calling out gun hits, but not really ricochets.
I didn't hear that one as much.
The important thing always to remember is, listen, when we go back and we take any kind of corrective action after the fact, make sure that it's corrective action. We're teaching them. We're giving them something to learn. Were they abusing the ricochet? Okay, teach them not to. What's the important factor? Why is it important to make sure you effectively call your hit? Well, if a team is doing well and you cheat that team of them doing well, that's not sportsmanship. That's why we do it. That's why we give the benefit of the doubt. If I'm hit, or I think I'm hit, whatever, take the hit, because you're giving. In this game of pretend, we have to do our best to pretend hard and act as if. So that's the whole idea behind it. From what I understand, most people did. And I got Beowulf, when I talked to you about how things went for you. You said this was one of the most active times you've ever been.
Oh yeah,
back in the CP, back in the talk. And you were on the radio. You were moving about. Everything was moving. It was constant maneuvering.
Now a lot of that was maneuvering to get a good signal too. That was day one. I think me and Rage had a conversation like, I think I got like 5,000 steps in today while circling the CP. We need cameras at the AA so you can see me and Rage at different times. Both of us probably doing the exact same damn thing.
There was at one point you're
I mean, real quick, Jason, I'm not ignoring you. I'm sorry, I'm just involved with this. I love you too. I'm doing great, my little popsicle stuffer. And you're absolutely welcome for the mags. 5 popsicles in his mouth at once. This man can do. Just so in case you need a problem.
Now, what kind are we talking about? Like the standard ones, or
say it? Somebody say it.
I'm not going there. Family show. What?
It's debatable.
It's his porn stash, just so you know, Nikki.
Beowulf, like second Evo, your radio, I don't know what happened with your mic, but it was like you were suddenly whispering, and there was like a
Well,
little
so I started that one out
beep.
with the little PTT on the side. That died. Pulled that out. Went tried to go standard at it. It just died.
Wow.
So I had to get an older model Battlefinger. Was it a UV5R? Like I can't remember. I think I borrowed that off of somebody just so I can get out. But that's why you bring extra stuff.
Yeah. On a good day, 7.
Red Rocket Pops.
But there was when it comes down to it, it's like there was hard fought battles. And I wasn't there Sunday because I had to go home because my mom had to play bumper cars.
Sorry.
Fuck you, Wiener.
I said out loud.
My mom decided to play bumper cars, and I had the only vehicle that everybody could drive, so I had to go home. But on Sunday,
Island.
at the very end of the second Evo, I was almost out of ammo, and there was some stuff going on that it's, again, as an airsofter, you should know when you're at that limit. I was frustrated. I was agitated. I'm getting shot while I'm waving a dead rag. I said, you know what? I'm done.
That's what it was.
Huh?
Oh, Pierce saying he gave me one of his radios. That's
Okay.
what it was.
But that's what you should do as an airsofter. And when you're at an event, if you're getting to that point where you're getting incredibly frustrated and you're about to start yelling, maybe you should just go take a little breather, right? We're all here to play. If you think about it, we're all here to cosplay as toy soldiers and use toy guns that shoot plastic BBs at each other for fun. That's our hobby in a nutshell.
Well,
And
we all have to police each other too, to caveat off of that, and not like we were talking about, not calling somebody else's hit. But if you see your teammates getting overly frustrated or something like that, maybe because they're just having a rotten run of luck, pull them to the sides. Hey, why don't you go step back at camp and take a break? Come back next Evo. Go eat a Snickers bar, go eat a sandwich, drink a Gatorade, something, then come back.
I offered snuggles. People know that.
Yes, you did. I was there.
you're too busy
All ego
cooking.
and attitude, stay off the field. If you feel like you're getting frustrated, come on off. We'll have a conversation.
You ran away from me when I tried to cash in that in.
Did I run or was I going to make the bed?
I don't know. You were doing some zigzags.
No, people really don't know how important what that statement is. They really don't, because what it takes is this takes 5 or 6 people with that negative attitude to really pull down an event for a lot of other people. There could be awesome stuff all day long. It's the best airsoft on the face of the earth. Last 5 minutes, dude comes up and point blanks you in the face, full auto with a burp machine, and it's like, haha, suck it, nerd, or other harsh language, and then that ruins the entire event. So, there was a lot of great plays that went down. There was a lot of people that were learning the field for the first time.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of times where I watch it and I have a big old grin on my face because I know what's about to happen. This South team does not know this South team's right here. They only hear what's going on through the woods. They turn the corner and they light each other up, and here's me cackling like a schoolgirl. Now, one of the guys actually yelled at me for laughing about it. I was like, that's fucking funny. No matter how you want to do it. If it was my team that did it, I would laugh. We had it happen at Thunderdome. 2 teams almost fully eliminated each other because they just weren't communicating. And they walked into each other. It's like, ah! So I
and Pierce, I didn't yell at you. I told you to sit your little ass down.
The interaction
What
of
a
the
knife hand,
players,
too.
the ones that, a lot of the players, if not all the players, really bought into it. I've been saying a lot about pretend hard and all that. They absolutely bought into, especially the Fragos. And this is me really throwing out the gratuitous thank you for my number 2, Toucan, creating the Breacher Frago. Come on, man.
That's cool.
That is, and it actually, for those of you that don't know, that wasn't the original design. Original design was going to be those axes, but it was going to be like that heavy duty
cardboard,
boxing paper, wrapping paper. Then it turned into cardboard. So it went from one thing to the next. And when they were at Home Depot, we went, wait a minute. And they just started grabbing planks, and they put the Velcro on it, put it up, made it look like a old rundown. And then to go through and if you haven't seen it, watch some of the videos of these guys doing it, and
With
it
the axe,
truly looks amazing.
Yep.
Absolutely
I haven't.
awesome.
Matter
I
of
have
fact,
to clip.
Looks like
I
like
almost
someone from
lost my
Benny Hill when
GoPro.
I saw that
My
video.
GoPro almost caught fire. One of my batteries, the GoPro battery itself, swelled up really high, and I smelled smoke. And I pulled it out. The damn thing was wedged in there and smoking.
Ooh,
So
you
I
could have been
lost.
Michael Jackson in the Pepsi commercial.
Or Ghost
Oh,
Rider.
that helmet would have came off fast.
Yeah,
What's up,
banana.
Huggy? What's up,
Huggy,
Huggy?
Huggy.
So,
Banana.
but there was I saw some of those things happen, some of those breaches,
Yeah.
and the players had fun. That one guy comes running up, he goes, "I gotta wait for an admin." He's looking he goes, "I gotta wait for an admin. I gotta wait for an admin." Admin comes walking up, he goes, "Yes, dum."
just such a cool creation.
That
a
was
cool
probably
idea.
also Pierce.
I think that was Pecker that did that.
Oh, both of them had the same energy levels.
Go ahead. What were you saying, Greg?
Oh no, it was absolutely amazing.
It was a great event.
The event as a whole.
Oh,
Player
yeah.
retention. Normally, you lose so many players.
Yeah, I was surprised on
from
Sunday. Yeah, Sunday was awesome.
And
Mhm.
and honestly,
It
the
was
amount
funny.
one of the neat things about having I don't want to even say unfortunate low numbers. By the way, I talked to Matt Boyle. Their numbers were low too. So it's a weird weekend for whatever the reason, but was like more than half the attendees got prizes at the raffle.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody
right.
got something, and we were given so many things, even from the attendees. We're handing out stuff. You know, the raffle was fantastic. People really just wanted to stick around for the gameplay, for the participation, the sportsmanship participation is really. I think I heard a lot of people talking about how much fun they had. It was, we try. That's what we try to bring to it. The energy level, the fun, the differences. So these guys, it's not the same old thing. They're not just trying to. All right, it's not this objective, that objective, this TDM, that TDM. There's a lot more going on, and to listen up, you can hear laughter on the field. You can hear excitement on the field. That's really cool.
So there is one thing that came out of the weekend that since we have Pop on here, and I'm probably gonna have a disagreement with him on this issue, or the other two gentlemen here too. Heavyweight BBs in lower classes. I am beginning to really disagree with that mentality and sentiment about having, say, 4.5s or
40s.
3.6s, 40s, and SMGs in particular. Mostly because, and even though it's one joule, there's still more mass that's hitting you. It still hits harder. You could hear it in some of the videos and all that. And the reason why they say they do it, I want to make sure they feel it. Oh, so you want it to hurt?
Well, I mean, the alternative to that is most SMGs normally, you're at 1 joule or under, can't carry. They're used to carrying a 2.5, 2.8 kind of thing. What's up, CRISPR? 2.5 or 2.8, something like that. Just so they can actually get some kind of range or some kind of, because it's not pushing a lot of energy. So guys, when they're shooting someone at 100 feet, that 2.8 by the time it gets there, it's barely there. So they're wanting it to go. A heavier weight BB flies with less turbulence. It won't go as far, but it will go straighter. And yes, it does have a greater impact density because of the kinetic energy it builds due to how dense it is.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
there's a limitation too. It sits on both sides. There's a limitation to it as well.
Now, one of the things, that's why I run 4.8s in my SMG.
Yeah, he does.
Go broke feet.
I only have a few more minutes left, by the way, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. Food's starting to grumble.
Yeah. Well, this one's going to end really quick, but I do. We'll start wrapping this up because I really want you, especially now that Papa and we are both here, I want you guys to see something else that we're just not publicly showing. We don't need that out there right now. I'll let you guys deal with it. Yeah, it's. I want to bring this topic up for another day when I have more collective thoughts around it, to where I can articulate better my thoughts and feelings on why heavyweight BB should not be allowed inside of certain guns and all that. Because ow. But
I didn't feel a thing.
you're gonna. Um, heavier pound of feathers or a pound of rocks? I'd rather be hit with a pound of feathers than a pound of rocks.
It's not about how heavy; it's how dense.
Exactly. It's the
If you can
that's what you
compress a pound of feathers to be the size of a pound of rocks, they both hurt the same.
yeah, but a lot of times they're not compressed.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and end this in this next minute. We do have two new announcements that we're gonna come out with. Nubreed area is gonna
Nubreed Airsoft.
Nubreed area.
Airsoft is having a new event in a new area, new field.
Oh, just
Nubreed
wait for you to
areola.
mess it up again.
Did you just
The
Nubreed
field?
areola? He called
The
him.
field is Airsoft
The air.
Extreme.
I was gonna say the new
what I
area,
heard.
and then I was
Nubreed
like,
areola.
Areola.
I don't know.
Airsoft Extreme in Orlando, Florida, the east side of Orlando, Florida, over by the Orlando Speed World, over there.
And that's going to be October
25th and 26th.
We'll be
It's gonna
talking
the
about that
Operation
event soon.
Backyard. Talk about it. Operation Backyard. We will have. Well, it's still Operation Backyard. The battle. I don't want to call it the Battle of the Best Barbecue. I like to call it Battle of the Two Brothers because that's the way the story was presented to me. Two brothers who go at it and decide they have a fight over a barbecue competition. So we're actually going to have a Friday night barbecue competition between the two teams. The details are to follow, what kind of meat, things like that. And then Saturday they're going to have the all-out war because one's pissed off at the other for winning the barbecue competition. Possibility of possible food fights. We're going to have the idea right now is that one side will be any color camo you can wear. As far as like mossy oak or pink camo, purple camo, orange camo.
That is definitely going to be a
white camo.
subject of
And the
conversation.
other side, yes, it is, and we'll
On
have
the
plenty of time to
stream.
discuss it. And the other side will be the richer rednecks, the football jerseys, the baseball jerseys, the basketball jerseys, the Hawaiian shirts. Those will be on the other side.
Listen,
blue jeans
all
and
my
stuff like that.
guys
So,
cannot afford to wear hey dudes to this event, so I'm just.
you don't have to wear the hey dudes. You can wear the military boots, stuff like that. But there will be bridges, and the field is awesome. You'll have a blast there. If you thought you liked Wayne's World of Paintball, you're going to like Airsoft Extreme over there. I hope I'm saying that right, Desi. If you're listening, Desi or Jen, if you're listening, please somebody correct me. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. But Airsoft Extreme is what I remember. And it's going to be a great October 25th, 26th, where it's still just a little bit cooler out. Hockey Jockey's great. Ben Tate, great guy. Older than me, which is awesome. He's
just happy to have somebody around him older.
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly what it was. He's older than me. And wife's super cool. Got to meet all them. He had a blast playing.
So, and then the next event that's going to be before that actually is going to be in September is going to be from Players One at Airsoft Operation Yellow Dog Outbreak at Mid Orange Correction in Warwick, New York. We actually have we already have our green CO and EXO for that. Wiener and Sebastian Bash are going to be CO and EXO for that one.
Not by choice. Just so you know, it's not by choice.
Wiener's not by choice, but you know what?
Are you the CO Wiener?
I am
He's
the
the
CO
CO
for the green for
because-
that. Unless you can come.
No,
It's
no.
gonna be a while.
Yeah, there was a specific
He
thing.
gets
that
it
had
cold
to
around then.
Yeah.
but
hopefully, yeah, because his beard, he won't have his beard on. By
we
then.
always, just like Papa would, we always give people an opportunity when they ask for it to really shine. So Seb
I definitely
asked
won't be
to
shining. Maybe Seb
CO
might, but I will be
to
shining.
take higher command level. I was like, I'm not going to trust you to go from RTO or platoon leader to being CO for one of my events. I will let you be EXO under, say, Wiener, and
Wiener.
Seb's going to shine.
because I know what's going to
He's
happen.
gonna be
Wiener's
glistening.
going to keep him in check, but at the same time, Wiener's going to delegate all the responsibility to Seb.
Correct.
So Seb's going to have an opportunity.
That's what a good CO does, though.
Exactly.
You know how to delegate.
So we will have more information about Yellow Dog in Yellow Dog Outbreak in the future. We just want to make those big announcements. So September 13th through 16th. I think I said the dates right. Yes. Up at Mid Orange Correctional. Tickets are on sale. They've been on sale. We haven't been advertising them nearly as much. And we also, of course, have the next couple events coming up, which is the VFA 6th Annual Charity Game, April 6th at Camp Liberty. On April 19th through the 22nd or 21st, we're going to be at Stonebreaker X, Stonebreaker 10 in GTI, Government Training Institute, Barnwell, South Carolina, hosted by Third Coast Airsoft.
Thank you,
And
Babe,
the
for the opportunity, by the way, for stepping in for you. Appreciate
I
that.
appreciate you, brother.
The very next weekend is then going to be, of course, Players Wanted Airsoft's Sitting at 4 at the brand new AO, Mid Orange Correctional in Warwick, New York, Hudson Sports Complex.
Come play for us.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah,
please come.
Tan needs
DEA.
a couple more bodies.
I
So
get to use my
come on,
DEA
guys.
patches again. Woo!
I still got my jacket and shirt.
Yep. Oh
I'm
yeah.
good.
I think I got a
With-
shirt here somewhere too. Yeah, I
You're
gotta
not
find
gonna
it. I
you're not
have a
gonna
shirt.
wear the muscle suit.
I raffled it.
Hey, it's
Oh,
gone. Right.
That's
that's
gone.
time to get a new one.
I always raffle all the costumes. So
Oh, that's right. I have my DEA patches too. That's cool. I do.
So, with that being
have
said,
the other patch.
I'm joking for Players Wanted. With me is the man, the myth, the legend of the shortest stature but biggest heart, Greg Paparisi from Dead End Outfitters.
you guys.
Down below is Justin Beowulf. I will give you some shiny bracelets to really piss me off west from Shadow Legion. And it's not a party till he comes out. Wiener from Nubreed Airsoft. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us today. Until next time, may your babies fly true and your opponents always
Awesome
call your
game.
heads.
Awesome
Goodbye.
game. Squirrel.